Welcome to Fun is Fundamental. I'm Lelania. In this podcast, we will explore the importance of fun and how it defines us as humans. Weekly, I will participate in an activity and talk about my experiences and the reasons why it is fun, or maybe not so fun. I hope to inspire all of you to pursue more fun in your daily life as well. Let's start.
I love karaoke, so much so that I usually have a karaoke birthday. We rent out a room, and usually it's like 10 of us in this room, and we just sing karaoke all night. We have closed out the karaoke room place. I don't know what to call it. In Korea, it's called a noribang. So maybe I'll just call it a noribang. Every year of my birthday, I think. And I've done, I think I did at least 5 of them, but I'd have to look back to see actually how many I've done. I guess one year we rented one and had it at the house, but usually we would go to the karaoke room. Anyway, so clearly I did not get to do that for my last birthday, and maybe won't get to do it for my next birthday. I don't know. We'll see how this pandemic goes. The whole point is that I have missed karaoke. So I got invited to do virtual karaoke through someone who did, actually, I used to work with the lady, but she had gotten me to do the adult program of the Rain City Rock Camp 2.5 years ago. And she invited multiple people from Rock Camp. Basically, she just put it out to all Rock Camp on Facebook to do virtual karaoke. I was like, I'm sure it will not be the same. So I did not, there was no delusion there. I knew it would not be the same. But I wanted to give it a shot because I love karaoke and I miss doing karaoke along with many other things. I miss people. Oh, so much. Obviously, like I said, it's not the same. But we had it set up in a way where it worked for what we were doing. So like the singer would put up a lyric video with the original audio, and they were the only one to have their microphone on, although because of how it's set up with Zoom, it's not like you can really hear the person generally over the music. But anyway, you hear this music that you like, and I'm quite okay with not being heard so much because, I mean, I don't have the best voice, but I think it sounds like it sounds even worse like over Zoom than it does like if I just sing, in a karaoke room. But either way, I was, I'm with like also like there's like this part of me that's like, yeah, I'm doing this with people that are musicians and, are into music, and I don't want to just butcher this beautiful song. So there is this part of me that's like, I'm glad no one can hear me. Anyway, the sound quality isn't that great, but it's okay. But there are some things that I really enjoyed about it. I feel like virtual karaoke is more about sharing music. It's, we were telling like stories and emotions surrounding our favorite songs. And I mean, I think it probably is beneficial that it was like with people that were from Rain City Rock Camp because they definitely have like a really eclectic taste for music. Like there was definitely things that I didn't know, but I was like really, where everyone's like really open to hearing, new songs if that's what it was. And so it was like this great mix of old and new songs, and people just really like sharing and expressing like what they love about music, I think. And so it's really this lovely experience of sharing. And yeah, so at like one point I think I did Greatest Love of All, I believe. Yeah, I think so. And we just all shared about how much we love Whitney Houston, and it's just, oh my God, who doesn't love Whitney Houston? And she just had such a beautiful voice, and like when she died, it was so heartbreaking, and it was like such a profound loss to music, because I don't know about you, but I really think that Whitney Houston probably had the greatest voice of anyone of like all time. Just so amazing. Anyway, and then, there's like this thing about if you pick something and someone is like really enthusiastic about it, it makes you feel really good. I had picked Talking Heads, This Must Be the Place, And this other woman was like, oh my God, we have to do the song. Like, it's like the bat, that kind of thing. And I was just like, yes, thank you. Like it makes you feel good to like pick a song that someone's like super into, and then to like, share a song that someone doesn't know, but then they're like, oh, thank you. Like, they're like, oh my goodness, I didn't know that song. That was amazing. That kind of thing. I definitely have taken away some songs from doing virtual karaoke that I had not known, but I was, fell in love with them through this. So it's so great to be able to share music with other people and be able to communicate, talk to other people about, about music, because music is just such a important part of humanity. It connects all of us, and I just feel so lucky to be able to experience music like every single day. Like, we live in a time when there's so much that we can experience and so much that we can share and so many ways for us to share it. And I mean, how lucky are we that, not that we had a pandemic, because that's awful, but there's been pandemics for hundreds of years. Like, it's not the first one, it won't be the last one, but we now are in a time when we can still connect, we can still, share things, share so much, really, and really let people into, like, to understand, like, who we are as a person. We are in a situation where we can build community around the things that we love. And in this case, obviously, it is around music. And I feel really lucky and privileged to be a part of Rock Camp, to be surrounded by people who are passionate about music, because it is so important. So I hope that this inspires you to take the tools that you do have, even when times are tough, and to make things better, right? We need to make the best of where we are in this world. And there's always going to be something that's tough. Life isn't easy, and it's always going to throw you curveballs.
So I'm going to go farther in why it is imperative for us to prioritize fun during this pandemic. It's surrounded around the fact that there's research that says that people that are more playful manage stress better. There is a research paper from 2013 in Leisure Sciences. It's called The Playful Advantage: How Playfulness Enhances Coping with Stress. And it's by Cale D. Magnuson and Lynn Barnett. So it was a study of 900 college students and basically it said that playful individuals were less stressed and they were more adaptive to coping with stress. They had better coping skills. They're less likely to use negative and avoidant and escapist methods to deal with their stress. So they're less likely to drink alcohol or do drugs to deal with their stress, or they're less likely to just numb out on TV and their phone. They're more present and they deal with their stress in a healthier manner. So obviously this has been an incredibly stressful time. Obviously for some people more than others. I've certainly expressed before that I am very aware of how lucky I've been through this. But even people that have been lucky, it's still been traumatizing. I was actually saying to a friend, it's like, yeah, like we kind of have, been through, we've been through like a battle. Like we're probably going to find that people have post-traumatic stress from this year. The ramifications of how people are going to come out of this is we really don't know yet. And I think that it's going to be really profound. I mean, more so for children. I work with preschoolers, and we definitely have talked about how this is all that these kids know. When you have a kid that's 4 years old, you don't really have much memories. So this is all that they know. And what does that mean for their future? But I think even for adults, I mean, we obviously know when times are good, or better anyway. Obviously life is not easy, but this has been a very difficult time for everyone. And people are definitely stressed out and depressed and anxious, and rightfully so. But I think that's why finding ways to play, and that doesn't mean like be reckless. I mean, that's why I'm doing this episode about virtual karaoke, is because that is a very safe way. And obviously it's not for everyone, but it definitely was playful for me, and therefore helped with my stress, So you really need to play. There's no way around it.
I guess the idea is that there are still ways to connect, and it may not be ideal, but it shouldn't keep you from living your life, and you shouldn't feel like you have to put your life on hold just because things are kind of terrible. I say this obviously knowing that I have partly put my life on hold, and that there are things that I miss and that are sad, and there are like things that I've kind of mourned not doing. And my karaoke birthday is one of the things that I have had to mourn over the last year. But I have to realize it's not necessarily forever, and that there are still good things that I can experience with other people, and that I feel lucky to have these other ways to connect with people. That I'm lucky that I experienced the pandemic in the 21st century as opposed to even in the 20th century. Obviously, it was very different even 20 years ago. So we're all gonna get through this, and don't wait to live your life, because nothing is for certain, and there are still things that you can enjoy and do that will bring you happiness and fun and pleasure. So please go out there and find something that you can be safe and still have fun.
Ralph Waldo Emerson said, "Even in the mud and scum of things, something always, always sings." And maybe that'll be you. No.
So I hope this helped you. I hope there's something you can take away from this. I love you all. I want you to have enjoyable, beautiful lives. See you next week. Bye.